Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to hook up the Action 3 DJI cam that recently came out with external microphones. Now I run the Rode 2 is what I run. And if you run the Rode 2, you don't need any special cables. You can go from a mini USB to a mini USB on the Rode 2. So, where you plug it in to charge it is what you can actually do. And right now, you're actually listening to the sound from my Rode 2 with a mini USB connected to it. And you can see how it sounds. Now, with this particular setup, I'm running a cage. I think the cage is called Pyro. I don't know. I have a link in the bottom. Cage is about 40 bucks, all aluminum. And it allowed me to hook up a hot shoe, basically, where the Rode mic is. And I have two attachments, one for light and one for my microphone. And that's perfect for what I'm using it for. I've taken the door off the camera so I can run from, from the mini USB over to the Rode 3. Now, the Rode 3 cable is coming down in the front, which you probably can't see. And it originally was sticking out, and I didn't like that. I preferred it where the wire actually came straight down. So I bought a separate unit, which is 20 bucks. And the cable actually comes down instead of sticking out, which I think is a much better idea. I'll try to take some shots, put it at the end so you can see what I'm talking about. But this is how it sounds. I also set the sound down to as low as it'll go, like minus 14 or something like that. I set it down as low as it'll go. You can set it on the Rode 2 microphone too, but that's where I've got it set at. And I'm going to hook up these other microphones, and I want to see kind of what they sound like. I got a couple different ones, and we'll see how they sound. So I'm going to continue to disconnect here. So sound's going to go out a little bit. So basically we're going from mini USB to a TRS connection or whatever it is. And this is how this one sounds. So, and this is the little one, as you can see there. And most people would probably run a little muff on top or whatever, if that's what they were doing. So let's run the bigger one. And this here is the bigger one. Check, check, check. I think it's working. I may have to turn it up a little bit, but this is the bigger one here. So with this one cable, you can pretty much hook up any external microphone you want, or you can use the Rode 2 USB one, the one you charge with. So let me pull this out. Now, for the Rode, off running the USB, the mini USB one, I think that's just a much better setup. Now I bought this. This is like 20 bucks. Again, I'll have a link to this. And you can run all your microphones if you want. So it's kind of nice to have choices, options, and we can see in the video what it's actually going to do and how it sounds. So and a lot of people probably don't even realize they can run the Rode 2 with a mini USB on the Action 3 DJI because most of the time they plug in the charge there. And they plug in the charge their Rode Mix in that USB port. They never think about using it as a microphone port. And I probably see a lot of them probably going out and buying this cable and not even realizing they can do that. But the setup I have here, I really like, especially the extra attachment that forces the cable to come downward. This way it's not sticking out so far. And it even has a little blue light that turns on to tell you that it's actually working. So let me get you some video of this setup and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, as you can see, the way I've got that set up, there's the blue light and there's how it brings it down, is what it does. You see all my backpacking equipment in the background. And I've got a big light on it too. So, and this is plugging in over here, which is a mini USB. And then it comes around over here. And then it's plugging in over here, as you can see. So, if you got the Rode 2, I'd say use the USB. Now, if you got the Rode 2 and you got the Action 3, I would run the mini USB ports that connect the two together instead of actually going with this, because this thing's like an extra 20 bucks. To me, this is highway robbery, but I think they know you need it for the Action 3. Now, sometimes I don't like to run the Rode 2. Sometimes I like to run this miniature one, is what I like to use. And it really depends where I'm going and what I'm doing. So that's something to consider. But I have multiple microphones, multiple ways of doing it, so I figured I might as well have both. The light that's on top of this camera really sheds some nice light, and I can tone it down and tone it up. Very cheap. It was like 25 bucks. So, and it does add a little bit more weight to the camera, but it is a very tight setup. And if it's daytime, I can just take the light off and move the Rode mic to the top because of this cage. Now, with this particular cage, I did attach a hot shoe to the side. So if you don't have a hot shoe, you'd have to buy one if you want to run this similar setup. So, and it does allow me to do that. And I can still get access to the battery even though the Rode 2 microphone is attached to it. I just take the mic off, or I can actually open it with the mic on and get to the battery. So here's a quick video of how to set up your Action 3 with external audio. And this is the first time I'm testing all this, so we'll see how all this sounds when I get it in post. Because with these other microphones, I really didn't add any gain or anything. Maybe it's too low. We're going to have to see how it sounds. All right, I'll catch you guys on the next one.